Yes.
Director Russo spoke about how this operation happened discreetly in cover darkness, and that's how it should be, which is in contrast to what happened in Minneapolis yesterday. You said
What do you mean in contrast to what happened in?
Very much not.
Because of the protesters and the violent criminals that were attacking our law enforcement. If you remember in that operation, what happened was our officers were out trying to get a car stuck out of the snow when they were surrounded and assaulted and blocked in by protesters that were inciting.
The officer was following his training.
He did follow his training because of an individual that was.
Point blank into a driver's window. Is that part of the training? How is that self-defense?
This is an experienced officer who followed his training, and we will continue to let the investigation unfold into the individual and continue to follow the procedures and policies that happen in these use of force cases. But let's remember the events that surrounded what happened yesterday on that tragic situation was that these individuals had followed our officers all day, had harassed them, had blocked them in. They were impeding our law enforcement operations, which is against the law. And when they demanded and commanded her to get out of her vehicle several times, she did not. So we'll continue to allow this process to unfold and recognize that these law enforcement officers every single day put their lives on the line. They go out and do their jobs. They go out and this was an act of domestic terrorism, which is perpetuating these policies and procedures that follow a use of force situation like this are continuing to be put in place. So the standard operating procedure after every use of force situation is that we follow these procedures and protocols. The situation is no different. This young lady, I'm going to speak to this individual right here. Yes.
How do you respond to Americans who have been listening to your comments that this was an act of domestic terrorism, that the officer was...
Anytime you take something...
It is in direct contradiction to what they are seeing and watching in the multiple angles that have been released.
What I would...
24 hours.
This vehicle was used to hit this officer. It was used as a weapon, and the officer feels as though his life was in jeopardy. It was used to perpetuate a violent act that this officer took action to protect himself and to protect his fellow law enforcement officers. So we'll let this continue to go forward and follow the same policies and procedures that every use of force situation does. But we've had almost over 100 times these vehicles have been used to hand law enforcement officers and to do damage and to harm them. When you take an action, use a weapon to harm someone, to incite violence against them, and try to cause them injury or death, it needs to be told exactly what it was.
Do you believe the use of force in this instance was commensurate with the actions of that vehicle and the driver?
I would say that when these individuals use their vehicles to try to ram our law enforcement and to put their lives in jeopardy, that law enforcement officer has to make a decision to protect his life and the individuals around him as well. Yes.